for Keeks, and one of them wants to be grand finals. I'm curious to see who is more thirsty to be to the grand finals and take this side tournament today for EU.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited that we're able to showcase such a variety of talent here on the European side. We have Turkish Gregs up first versus Solgor Teach Chinese, and then we got Sneeds, Feed and Seed bringing up the rear. And so it's going to be interesting set of matches. I think, first up here, Turkish Gregs versus Solgor Teach Chinese is going to be an interesting one because Solgor Teach Chinese was able to take it over their previous match mainly through the double DQ from the disconnects. So we have not really gotten to see much, and it was kind of a pretty unorthodox team here with this kind of front 2.5 red frame. So I'm going to be honest here. We'll see what the chat thinks about their prospects here. But Turkish Gregs definitely seem like one of the most solid teams from my perspective in this bracket, with just like a pretty orthodox Penelope front team. Misala definitely doing a really good job of just creating a lot of pollution on the screen. Just Penelope, Misala, I like the team conceptually. And so we're really going to have to see how Team Solgor Teach Chinese actually handles that. If they can get the jump on Misala's self-defense, especially outside of the plane mode, is not amazing. So that would be my guess as to how they're going to get that. But anything can happen.
Yeah, and I'm a really big fan of like people who have a very, very good mid-range game. And let me tell you, man, the Turkish Greg, their mid-screen game was looking very, 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 very dominant, and their defense was very, very dominant. And even though the other team was able to win off DQs, what we've seen one of their games where they actually made a slight adjustment that was pretty good, and hope that we're able to see a little bit more of that when they fight against the Turkish Greg. I actually want to see that slight adaptation. I believe that it can work, but like I said, man, that defense is just so strong. It's too strong, and their mid-range is just so good.
We are seeing that Toggy's 3 you were talking about. So you were saying you wanted to see a Toggy's 3, and looks like we might be getting it here. We've got Vincent Koya on the V2. Go ahead and just popping mode, goes for the trident just immediately. It doesn't really work out, but I think it makes sense here to just pop mode as soon as possible and just create an opening for Sol Neko. Because that red frame needs to get in. Red frame probably going for Oki here. Hard to see it, but unable to find anything.
And right now, like I said, the V2 wasn't able to do as much in that mode, and he got out of the mode super early. So now he's going to have to kind of wait it out, and hopefully the red frame not take a lot of damage because they're going to be locking him, and he's not going to have an easy time of getting in. But he was able to get in that situation, but the Penelope did capitalize from that, and now they are playing and sitting healthy right now, and the red frame is bleeding right now.
It's very even here. Yeah, red frame at 121. Pop fighting burst. See if Red Frame can get the hit. He does.
Oh, he got it. Okay, this is really good now, right?
So they're leading now. Okay. So Red Frame goes down as well. So we're again like a pretty even situation. Okay, pops. I didn't actually get to see. I think that's S.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah, it's S. All right.
Okay. So this mid range is looking really good. They got him in the corner. Both of them are knocked down. This is not good right now because now you can just see that this mid range game that they love to play.
Here comes Red Frame in fighting burst.
Oh, Red Frame want a hug right now. Got a knockdown. Is he going to set up the setup? Oh no, unfortunately, did a lot of damage.
Yeah, Penelope sitting pretty. It looks like they're probably going to get their partner yet another life. So it's been a front. Toggy's 3, and honestly, I haven't really seen much from this Toggy's 3 yet. And they're given a lot of opportunities for Sol Neko to just cause a lot of terror here.
Yeah, and like right. I wanted to see a lot of Toggies, but right now all I've been seeing from the Toggies is who like to take damage, and I know that is not probably a good for this party comp, especially when they be controlling the mid range really well. But that was a very, very good fastball shot, and was able to get the punish through the handle. That was actually very impressive.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an awkward situation. Here's the S burst from Penelope trying to make a play here, but immediately counter shooting burst.
Ooh.
They were able to knock down, so that's pretty good again here against V2. V2 hasn't popped mode yet, though. Oh!
Good blocks, but he set up the unblockable.
Oh,
it's over, man. You gonna stall on him? Oh,
yeah, this is not good. This is definitely not good. Tries for the pressure. Oki does not quite get it. Partner does get the
got punished for it.
We might see a burst here, like almost. Oh my god!
That's not good. That's not good right now. This is actually pretty even because now one has burst. I wonder if the V2 has burst as well.
Burst. A V2 does not have burst. So here's the S burst. They gotta close out the game right here. They do.
Oh no! That went bad real fast, fast.
Too much damage. I mean, the Team Solgor Teach Chinese. I think they had some really good clutch hits, but they kind of burned out. They kind of petered out there at the end. And V2 took, I think, a little bit too much damage there. I honestly, it was not close at the end. There were, I think, it was very close in the midpoint, but I think they just scored a little bit too much damage on Team Solgor. Like Team Solgor was not able to get enough. I think they got the knockdown on V2, and that burst from V2 did not work out. So that's unfortunate. I think that burst, if it had worked out, could have brought this game to very, very close. But unfortunately, it looks like it just got like one shot down or something. I missed how V2 got taken out there. But you know, because honestly, like I feel like Penelope actually was not putting in that much work. I felt like it was actually a fairly low threat level from this Penelope Toggy's 3 team in general, but you know, I think the enemy team just offered too many opportunities, so we'll see.
Right.
It's the same team too, obviously. Same comp from both players, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes if there's some adjustments. Honestly, despite the fact that they took this game, I felt like the game plan overall was pretty okay for Neko and Vincent.
Yeah, and I feel like you said, like the Pelicans didn't do as much, but it still was an overall competitive match overall. So I really like that they stuck to their gun. So I feel like they can make slight adjustments to like change the tide of the game, and then we're going to see how the other team is going to adapt.
Yeah.
Okay. Toggy's out here putting in work. Wasn't able to get the combo off that, and it's an overheat. Got nice punish. Actually taking that damage pretty okay rather than getting stunned. So that was actually really good. Red frame is in the corner. Getting peeled down. Yeah, that was a good confirm. So now they have a lot of positioning really well, and that could change very, very fast. Let's see what he does with this burst.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. He doesn't have a lot of life, so he's going to have to go in, and he's going to have to make sure he don't get touched and take advantage of all of this burst that he has. And he did, and that was really, really good. He did a good amount of damage. Red Frame was able to get the kill off, so now that's pretty good for the team Neko. So let's see.
Yeah, it's a very close match. Again, both players with their 2.5s going down. I think Sol Neko. Oh no, the burst wise is pretty similar. So it's basically a dead even game right now, with Sol Neko getting lit up a little bit. But you know, that's not that bad if they can build burst and they make a play. Right, here we go.
Right, here we go. Oh, he missed. Oh, good blocks.
Oh, perfectly in burst.
Oh, that's okay damage. You can take that.
I think he's gonna get close and pop it right now.
Here we go.
Here jumps over it. Pressure lands it. So nice. Goes for it. Oh!
That was very clutch with the Penelope right there, man. I wasn't able to capitalize on a lot of them. It was actually really, really bad. They went all in on that burst and did not.
Somehow V2 took a lot of damage too while we were watching this action on the red frame. That's the bigger problem here. They need to choose what they're gonna do. Oh my god, it did not look like a punish.
From downtown.
I think he misses input there. Okay, the shooting burst has to work, basically. Oh, that's it.
Oh, no, man. I feel like they went all in on that first burst interaction, and the red frame wasn't able to get the capitalization and was able to hit the V2, the Penelope, and the Penelope actually punished it, and it slowed the game down. I felt like everything fell downhill right after that, very fast.
Yeah, that swap to Penelope was not so good, and then ate like the full damage from that Garo through the armor, and then I think the main thing is V2 died. We're seeing this Penelope able to actually give their partner an extra life. Like that Penelope generally looks like it's operating just on one life, and we are seeing the swap here to Kashi. who we saw a lot of in some recent North American tournaments recently, perhaps due to the influence of the movie coming out. But I do think Kushi is also like a really nice tournament suit. But this is going to be Penelope versus Kushi, so we'll see how this plays out here. But I think rather than some, kind of less of just like the tempo oriented V2, more consistent pressure here from X1 might give Sol Neko a little bit more breathing room. We'll see how it actually plays out.
Yeah. Okay. Now he's controlling the mid range pretty well now, and trying to start off and get the opportunities going for the red frame, and it looks like he's doing a pretty solid job. But red frame just got to really position himself where he doesn't take a lot of damage. Like right there, he was doing those good trades, and I think those good trades are actually pretty well for red frame, because that just allows his teammate to kind of dish out damage on the support.
Yeah, we're seeing Kushi pretty far from the action, but does get this nice block on Toge's 3, gets unblockable here. Oh. And wow, Toge's 3 getting some huge damage. Huge play here from Toge's 3.
Oh, and he ran into that and died to the explosion.
We might see a burst here. There's a burst.
Very bad.
Does find a hit. Just gunning down this Penelope.
Oh,
here comes Sol Neko, gets a hit.
Oh, no.
This is big. If they can get some damage here on Toge's 3. Oh, the Gyaro does not work out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
That was good. That's actually really good, actually.
Yeah, that was a huge Garaby here. Sol Neko probably going to take another life here, and we'll see if this can work out.
Yep. Okay, good. Oh, he's going to have to get out of here. Oh, he's going to have to get out of here. Oh, this is bad.
He's so toast. He's toast. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how he was going to escape that. I felt like the idea was so good, but then it just went downhill so fast because the red frame wasn't able to just take those opportunities to get in and then capitalize on it. Their defense is just so good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like there were just some execution errors from the Kushi player. Took a bunch of hits that they didn't need to take. And the positioning at the end, that's one of the things in Gundam, if you know your partner is going to die, you got to make sure that you're in a safe spot when he dies. Otherwise, you're going to just get 2v1'd. And I think he also did not respect the shooting burst from Toge's 3. And honestly, Toge's 3 shooting burst is very scary. Due to the super vernier, you can push up right into the grill like really fast. It's honestly, momentum-wise, very scary. So Good stuff to Team Turkish Gregs. Looking really solid so far in the in upper bracket round 2.
Yeah, and I was pretty excited to see a lot of Toge's 3, and Toge's 3 was showing a lot. Wasn't really good in the beginning. He was kind of shaking up a little bit, but he made the adjustments and he was able to do a lot. And you could tell by just a lot of interactions from the red frame versus the Toge's 3. So I really like the change too for the Z, but like you said, a lot of execution errors didn't help the cause of that comp. And maybe probably switching out the red frame probably would have been a good option too. But I guess he was really, really confident. He felt like he could have did a lot of damage with that. But they just played defense and he capitalized on the defense and countered them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that the red frame worked out decently. I think Sol Neko got some good damage. I think the pressure Oki didn't. I don't think it worked out very well. I think maybe only one out of maybe saw 5 or 6 pressure Oki attempts, and I rarely saw that really working out. But as far as like pushing in with fighting burst, I think that was successful. But the shooting burst from Unagi, or sorry, not from Unagi, sorry, the Kushi player, that unfortunately, I felt like that was not really working out so well.
Yeah.
So from Vincent, from Vincent Koya, I felt like that didn't work out well. In any case, they're going to be in lower brackets, so we're going to have our second match here in the upper bracket finals. And it's going to be an interesting one. It's Sneed's Feed and See. That's going to be the challenge of the day for me. Versus Alternative V. Kizzy, what are your thoughts on this?
So we see these teams play. I feel like Feed and Seed is definitely going to be a very strong and scary team. We've seen a lot of them previous games before the break, and like I said, I think this matchup is also it's going to be either super close or it's going to be super like fast. You know, a lot of comps are just like very fast or very defensive. It's crazy because if you look at these teams, it's not like a balance, but it's like an all in or all defense. You know, it's not like one in and then one out. The only time we've seen that was one time, but then they switched it up, right? So it's pretty interesting to kind of see like these type of variants of play styles that they like to play. Especially I haven't seen any of them play before, so I really like what they're trying to bring to the table and like what kind of game plan they could do, especially in tournament. You know, tournament is very dynamic. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, anything can happen, right? So a team could be really good, but then against a certain player, a certain type of team, they might not be the best, you know? So we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It did look like the chat was favoring Team Sneeds, Feed, and Seed up 58% in the poll. So it looks like they really think this X1 probably was really garnered the interest here, because we definitely saw this X1 putting in quite a lot of work in the previous matches. So we'll see if this X1 can put in can cause some damage here. Again, Zaku Amazing though, physical ammo on the main, as well as that barrel roll and missiles. A lot of stuff for X1 to try and get through. So I foresee X1 might have some trouble here in this team comp. So it might be up to X2. It might be up to X2 to try and make a big play here. We're already seeing X1's getting completely toasted here. Not even good cloak damage.
That's not good, because that cloak damage is basically more HP, and you got to utilize some stuff like that.
Yeah, V2 had actually popped mode too, so
good defense, but will still get hit by the Garaby. Now he has no cloak, and he got punished. That's not good, man. That X1 is taking a lot of damage early on right now, and this team is looking really healthy. They're taking minimum damage, which is really good. These types of situations, like even though you see the teammates, the team is getting hit, they're not getting hit by a lot of damage. So the damage output and the damage war is heavily in the Zaku's and the Hot Scramble's favor right now. And he was able to get the kill off while they were in burst, I want to say, right?
Yeah, this is
Ooh, that's huge. Consistent damage, consistent hits, and the best part about it, they're rotating together. Every time one hits, one comes out, the other one is going to the other team, rotate out. The Zaku Amazing is playing amazing support right now.
Yeah, Zaku Amazing
every time
putting in quite a lot of work right now, and Hot Scramble hasn't even died once yet. So here's this burst from X1. It doesn't look like it's working out here. Yeah, F burst from Hot Scramble at 293, looking so nice here. It's gonna close it out with the side
very convincing. I really like the rotation for that team. If you really see what the Zaku Amazing was doing, the Zaku Amazing was like, okay, we got the knockdown over here. Okay, I'm gonna go and help my teammate now. I'm gonna get the knockdown over there. Okay, the other person should be getting up by now. So now I'm gonna hard focus over there, and then I'm gonna target him. And then we're gonna get that knockdown over there, and we're gonna keep rotating, and we're gonna make sure we don't get put in the corner, because we know if we get put in the corner, the damage output is gonna be so bad, and we're not gonna be able to capitalize from this right now. So that was very great defensive situational awareness. That was really good.
I think V2 here needs to just have more presence overall. And this has been a thing, I think, in a lot of the V2 matches today, is outside of mode, we're seeing just very little presence level, really allowing the enemy team to kind of do whatever they want, and not really taking space either. So it's just been really easy for the opponent's team versus V2 so far today to just kind of play in their comfort zone here. And I would like to actually see V2 fronting rather than kind of give their 2.5 the first life.
Whoa, that's Zaku Amazing. That matchup versus X1 versus Zaku Amazing, that does not look good. Let me tell you right now, man. He is missing down, and he still got the cloak. I think he should avoid him at all costs.
I mean, basically, this X1 is, he's running up in front and getting double locked, because a V2, especially out of mode right now, is just kind of really back off, getting picked off by side funnel here. We might see a play here. Nice melee.
Ooh, that's confirmed. Okay, that's cute. I'll pay for $1.
Yeah, splitting up the team is good here. Gets a knockdown. This X1
Oh, he
needs
tried to
make
get
some
that
work.
landing punish. I respect that option. But now the hot scramble did got a lot of damage on him. So this is actually pretty healthy for this team. But now he popped burst, and what he's going to do from it? They're going to have to capitalize from the situation
V2 is
right
very
now.
low, though. If they're planning on giving X1 the first life, then yeah, they are. This is
now he
a
popped
1v2 in shooting
This
burst, and
is pretty good right now, right?
they got a
pretty good
hit. And
situation.
they got 2 hits. If they can get like a fork Oki here, that's pretty big. They just need to land
Oh, he got out.
fork Oki.
I didn't like
out.
I didn't like that. I felt like they could have just kept double lock, but I like the idea. But I felt like getting that damage on the Zaku Major would have been really huge in the long term.
Yeah, a little bit greedy of the blind swap here to the fork, but in any case, you know, mainly is the V2 can stay alive. It looks like it can be okay, but it still seems kind of close health-wise right now. Burst-wise, though, they're in a bit of trouble here, as Hot Scramble is going to build his burst.
Yep. Honestly, I feel like if he could get into that mode, he could probably change the tide really fast. But right now,
we go, X1 and burst.
is putting his shirt back
the
on.
Nuke Oki, the Nuke Oki might be good.
Oh, mini
no.
nuke! Oh no!
He's going for the chase, though. This could still be good for X1 here, but there's the burst from Hot Scramble, and
oh, this is not good now. He went for the wrong person, I felt like. He felt like he should have tried to protect his teammate. Oh, that was able to work out, but I don't know if they can have a lot of damage to come back and fight the Zaku
Amazing
Amazing.
probably here, unless they can get some...
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, like we were saying, like I feel like a lot of the swaps that like kind of like in those crucial matches to change the tie, I feel like they just chose a different type of outcome that just didn't work out. It didn't seem like it was a huge investment long term. I feel like it was something that if it did work at the moment, it would be pretty huge. But I feel like they could have just went and kind of like utilized like, okay, this situation is really bad. Let's just capitalize it really, really heavy and you know, try to work on with that.
I mean, if the target swap Trident had worked out for V2, I think it could have been their game. But you know, kind of, it was a blind swap, so I think they were just hoping that Hot Scramble was like forward boosting straight into V2 or something. Didn't really work out. At the same time, though, I mean, Zaku Amazing had kind of jumped up top. It looked like maybe they weren't going to be able to get that Oki, so I don't think it was the worst decision. And we did see a little bit more of an aggressive play from V2 here. The problem is the exchange for that was that V2 took way too much damage.
I see.
V2 was at 200 HP when X1 died. It's a little bit too aggressive. I mean, the trade-off is they were definitely able to get more done for sure, but
right. And right now, I'm really like he's in the mode change, but right now, getting knocked down in the mode change is really not cost efficient, especially in the mid range. But that actually capitalized.
Nice.
Oh, that changed the tire really fast.
I think he made up for it with that Trident. I agree. I don't think getting knocked down was so good, but you know, this could be good here if X1 can. Nice. Yep.
Ooh, this is really good. I think this is the type of ideal situation that they want, especially early game.
Oh, F burst.
Okay. If he can live through this, let's see. If he can minimize damage, he can live through this. Oh,
he gets a sub, but probably not.
This is kind of even. It's kind of even now, you know. That was a very even out situation.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think Team Alternative V is in a bit of trouble here, as their Zaku Amazing is pretty low.
Yes, and I really like that the X1 is now voting the Zaku Amazing because now he's utilizing the cloak more, and that's what you kind of want to do with the suit, right?
Yeah, no, so the big difference is this V2 is actually playing front now. V2 dying first is X1 at 300. Like, I think this is just going to work out a little bit better, and so far it definitely is, but we'll see how this X1 adjusts, because we haven't really seen this X1 have to kind of play back here, but so far it's working pretty well. Uh-oh.
The burst is in play right now. Okay. Knocked away.
Oh, X1 is about to get their cloak. If they can live, the cloak is up, puts it on. So getting some value here. But we'll see if X1 can defend against this funnel. Zaku Amazing does go down.
I really like the Hot Scramble is playing very defensive, knowing that the X1 has to get in, and he was just playing around.
The scary thing is that the V2, like, slower this match goes, the better V2's playing, right? So
yeah, because you get that mode change, right? And ooh, hit everybody on the field.
He's going for the Gyaro. Doesn't get it.
Oh, he's gonna get that landing punish right here.
He wants.
I think he might get the landing punish. Good burst. That was a very good burst.
This is like the fences, and here comes Zaku Amazing.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
That setup was so crazy. It was so hard to get out of that because he was in the corner, so he couldn't really move around. And the Zaku Amazing just got above him and was able to just shoot a lot of pollution in the ground. And then he just happened to just get hit one of it. That was crazy.
You know, I mean, that's just a really good situation to be doing the down funnels for Hot Scramble. Force X1 to retreat. X1 just, you know, just took a little bit too much damage there in the second half of the fight. I think I would have liked to see you know, a little bit more wait and see so that V2 could get something going. Because I actually think the situation was not bad in the halfway point for V2 X1 team, actually. And he did a good job living until he got his cloak on his first life too for X1. So I don't think that was actually that bad.
Yeah, and like what we was talking about, I feel like this team, the matchups for each players and each team, I feel like it was going to be either all in or all out, right? So they kind of went all out, but it didn't capitalize. But then when they went in and they took the best and they took the decision of just like, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to lock this team up. We're going to go and we're going to rotate and let me focus on these characters. They did pretty good. But then they made that adaptation. Right, they made the adaptation, and unfortunately, they was not able to secure the deal. It was close. It was really, really close, but wasn't enough, man.
Yeah, that was so much damage that Hot Scramble got in that exchange. I think if they had gotten a little bit faster of a cut, but kind of hard to cut there, and I despite the fact that it was a 3-0, I think a lot of these matches were close. I think that adjustment was right from Team Sneed's Feed and Seed towards the end. They just, you know, took a little bit too long, I think, for that adjustment. So not enough matches.
Yeah. And I like this situation right here. That situation was so perfect. He was able to harass the X1 while staying above him, and he was in the corner, man. That is literally all that you could wish for. That was like peak game over checkmate, you know?
Yeah, definitely a very tough situation, especially for like 1 HP X1 here. Not very many ways to defend themselves in that double lock situation. So good stuff from Turkish Greg's taking it. Oh, sorry, from Sneed's Feed and Seed. They're going to be fighting. Alternative V is going to be fighting against Turkish Greg's in the winner's side. So we're going to be obviously looking at that after the break. But
I'm looking forward to seeing that match. Yeah, I was about to say they kind of play the same style a little bit, right? Like the team
it's going to be Penelope and either Masala or Penelope Toggies 3 versus Hot Scramble and Zaku Amazing, probably. So I think that's a pretty orthodox kind of match. I'm really interested in seeing what it's going to look like. But, you know, I think it could play either way. I don't know. What do you think, Izzy?
I think it's going to play out either way because I feel like they're on their separate side of the bracket sweeping the whole floor right now.
Yeah.
Now I know that they're going to be meeting, so they're not going to be able to sweep each other. So I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of unique interactions, and I'm hoping that we see a unique comps because I'm pretty sure they definitely have different comps that they're going to try to hold off on each other to see if they could counter each other really, really well. I hope, but
oh no, I was just gonna say if you guys are tuned in here and you want to see more unique comps that you wish that we had some more suit variety, well, the game has 180 plus suits in the game, but definitely the best way to do that is to check out compete.playstation.com to see if you can get into some of these events and showcase some of the suits you want to see represented. And obviously, the best place to find out more info is on that link, so check it out. Register for upcoming events, take a look at what else we got on board. And, if you also play fighting games, obviously be checking that stuff out too, because we got a lot of that going on too. But yeah, so I think we're gonna take a quick break here, and then we're gonna jump into the top 4. So one more break for you guys, and then we're gonna be looking at the rest of these finals for the EU side. So go ahead and get a snack, take a break, and come back because we're gonna finish this up in style.
Yes.